What's up, everybody? I am Sniggenhoff, and we're back today playing some more Tyranny. In the last episode, we uh, finished up killing off the Archon of Stone, and went back to report it to the Voices of Nerat, who promptly told us that our first spire in Vidrian's Well is under attack. So we're rushing out over there to defend it. So let's go. I wonder if we're going to actually face off with Graven Ash and Barrick and everybody, or if this is just if it's like the whole disfavored army, or if it is a just like a small detachment. Presently surrounded by Kairos forces, so I can only go to the spire. Okay. So yeah, I had to go up to this spire and teleport over to that spire. I bet you they don't know that I can do that. Fatebinder, put your fears to rest. Chorus reinforcements have arrived. The Crimson Spear bows with a dramatic sweep of the arm. The Voices of Nerat would not let an honored ally die alone on the battlefield. Certainly not when there are disfavored heads to scalp. Just give the word and... The massive sculpture rumbles, shaking the masonry of the spire and sending him off balance. Oh, it's moving. You know, there's more. I'm just noticing. There are 4 symbols lit up. I happen to control 4 spires. Now, there's only 5 spires on the map, but there happens to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There happens to be 10 symbols on this. So I wonder if either there used to be 10 spires, or if there's another 5 spires somewhere else. The orb at the center of the resonator spins with the push of some unseen force. Where the sculpture once exceeded warmth, now it gives off a ferocious heat that singes your face the longer you stare into it. A sound like music swarms in the air around the structure, but it's painful and disharmonious to your ears. Well, this shit. Siren has to shout over the disharmonious music. You think Aspire would know some better songs, but I guess there's no accounting for taste. She refocuses on you with a mixed expression. You do realize that the energies of this place are all centered on you. I don't know what makes you so special. The spire is now fully awake. Its long dormant currents of energy dance to your presence. The tines of your spire, they quiver with arcane undulation. He taps the chin of his mask, purring softly. Exquisite, but what exactly is happening? As ruler of the spire. Then listen with all your ears can muster, Fatebinder, for certainly I hope you and this stone monolith have some surprise tucked up your sleeve. He points to the disfavored army below, preferably a very big surprise. So I could try to recite one of the 2 edicts. That's crazy. When I broke the Edict of Fire. That is your plan? You think playing Pretend Overlord will save you? He waves his hand at you dismissively. By all means, shout your words to the winds. I'd wager every ring I have that it can't be done. I finished a research. I don't know if I can research anything else while I'm not at that spire. I doubt I can. Use the resonator. Prepare yourselves. I have an edict to proclaim. As you touch the structure, your sense of the moment slows, and you feel the entirety of the tears at your fingertips. The spire stands ready to channel your will. Select a region to view as an edict or to issue a new one. I can issue these edicts. Oh my gosh. Doing it. Edict of Fire. No, how is that possible? Kairos gave you this edict, yes, to be read against the disfavored. You didn't just do that yourself. Did you? Had a feeling that might work. His hands reach up and slowly grip the sides of his mask. Oh, this changes everything. Even the voices in Iraq couldn't have seen this coming. Could he? Distant shouts and roars draw the Fifth Eye attention to the army amassing below. But first things first, your edict has sown fear and disorder throughout the disfavored. We must strike now at the zenith of confusion. The Fifth Eye struts toward the portal with the twirl of his spear. Their suffering has just begun. Join us, Fatebinder. I'd hate for you to miss the fun. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, let's go fight off an army, shall we? I also got an achievement. I don't know if it's signaling the end of Act 2 or if it's like, I don't know. I feel like we're coming to the end of Act 2 at least. Yeah, everything's on fire now. A cadre of disfavored warriors, their armor stained with soot and smoke, cautiously approaches, led by Sevius, now wearing the regalia of the Iron Guard. Impossible! I've seen the blood chanters call upon fire, but this, the intensity, the heat, how could you have channeled the fires of Kairos? Sevius glances back, taking stock of the troops that haven't retreated into the smoke. The faint of heart may fear your mystic fire, but I was there when the burning library was set ablaze, and it will take more than a hapless imitation of Kairos' conflagration to scare me. Awaiting Sevius' signal to charge, the soldiers start chanting Graven Ash Protects and clap their weapons against their shields in challenge. I wonder which of you will scream the longest before dying. Don't make us laugh, Binder. Even the lowliest disfavored recruit has years more training than you. Look, even our youngest stands ready to. Sevius looks at the soldier he pointed towards, a young stone soldier nervously shuffling backward, distancing himself from the fight. Come on, stand your ground. We can best this traitor. Just show some spine. His words do little to steady the warrior, and you see glimpses of hesitation and doubt in the body language of the troops. Enough prattle. Advance. Slay this aberration of justice and bring glory to Graven Ash. Alright, baby girl. Yeah, go ahead and just charge him. Hit him with the fan. Yeah, I like that song. Actually, I wonder if I should have you charge her. Somebody else has joined the fight. More somebody else has joined the fight. Lantry's taking some heat. Can you finally cast this time spell, please? Thank you. I've been waiting on you to do that for so long. Alright. Look at the iron pigs bleed. Chortling with glee, the Fifth Eye spins his spear, spattering blood in a wide arc. Our foe is in retreat. The vanguard is broken. The rest of their forces are too afraid of this glorious funeral pyre we've created. He jabs a spear into the corpse of a nearby disfavored. Such a shame. I was almost starting to enjoy the smell of cooked disfavored. We have the courtyard under our control. Let's leave cleanup duty to me and my gang. Make haste to the top of the spear. No doubt you want to have a bird's eye view of the disfavored turning tail and running in shame. No doubt I want to loot. Ooh, a masterwork two-handed greatsword with the ability rending. Well, that's pretty cool. Wait, hold on. Oh, dang it. There's something to loot over there, and I didn't get to it, but it's fine. The zeal and fervor that the disfavored brought to the battle evaporate in the face of your edict, and the ease of which you dispatched their leader. Your overwhelming display of power sends panic and terror rippling through the enemy ranks. The survivors carry with them rumors that defy belief. The Tears has another archon, one showing the power of Kairos, the power to cast edicts. Confusion sets in across the realm. Amid the whispers and misinformation, one fact remains consistent. The Overlord's power has been challenged. You safely assume that such rumors are making their way back to Kairos. Sweat stings your eyes as your edict bathes your spire in oppressive heat, its weight felt everywhere in the valley. Slowly the temperature wanes, turning from nearly unbearable to almost tolerable. Over the next few days, the extreme heat eventually dissipates as your edict ends, releasing Vendrian's well from its molten grasp. You gather a small council of your closest allies and plan your next steps from the safety of your spire. No sooner do you get started than Callio, Fatebinder of Tunon, pays a visit, bearing an important message. So we may have committed slight treason, like a little bit of light treason, just a small tinge. I keep hearing about this little spire you've been calling your own. Nodding with a smirk, Fatebinder Callio appears over the edge of the tower. Now that you've slaughtered those who would take your lands, I think your claim is official as it gets. I see you, but how'd you get up here? Isn't it obvious? Callio shakes her head with an agitated scowl. The bigger question is, how did you do the most convincing impression of the Overlord Taradas has ever seen? No one's entirely sure what to make of you these days, Snegenhoff. They all say you spoke an edict of fire, not a proclamation of an edict of Kairos, but your own edict of fire. Your own mystic conflagration. You're no mere Fatebinder, if that's of that much we can be certain. You proclaimed and broken the Overlord's edicts perhaps one too many times? If I had known you could do this when I first met you, maybe I would have tried in earnest to kill you. I hope for the sake of Taradas that the right person has inherited this gift. You're powerful in ways that gang bosses and mages aren't. You commanded this place to do your bidding and unleash something incredible on the world. This isn't the work of a Fatebinder. If anything, it's the work of an Archon. Beast One will follow Alpha from here to the ends of Tears lands and farther still. We'll prowl deep into Cold North, hunting armies of Kairos at Alpha's side. Together, Shadowhunter and Alpha will slaughter whole of Prima's tribe. I don't have any idea how you're able to do this, but it isn't power that any scholar can wield. This is something else. You're not some ambiguous hedge mage who learned it out of a book. You're more like an Archon, where it just comes naturally. She shakes her head with a grin. I always knew you'd be a delightful bit of trouble, but I didn't think you'd had a touch of the Overlord's power in you. Why didn't you tell me? I generally didn't knew I had it in me. You didn't know it would work, and you decided to play with the arcane equivalent of a mountain tipping over? My confidence in you swells, Fatebinder. It's only natural to have doubted yourself. The edicts have always been the magic of Kairos and Kairos alone. Anyone claiming to cast an edict would be presumed crazy, and yet a sane man watching what you just did would see the power of the Overlord in your voice. Curious. She taps her chin in thought, looking at you from head to toe. Suppose you've no reason to play the fool. I'll say that however it is you came into this power, I know that you've drawn the attention of the Overlord. So congratulations, I think? I come bearing orders direct from the Overlord. Kalios clears her throat, her voice becoming somber and severe. Kairos has decreed two things. First, the Overlord has demanded that one and only one Archon is fit to rule the Tears. To that end, the Archons are to settle through death or dominance who is the one Archon fit to inherit the Tears. Have the Archons been informed of that? All save one. Kalios fixes her hand forward, and you reach up to catch a small brooch in the style of Kairos insignia. Kairos has declared you are the newest Archon. Fatebinder Callio bows with an exaggerated flourish. So the other Archons now have orders to control or destroy you, and the other way around, her face becoming a beaming smile. See, this is why I try to avoid getting Kairos' attention. Be clear, this is a command from Kairos, but not an edict. Correct. There's no edict backing this order. Such encouragement hardly seems necessary when the task gets its own reward. The Overlord has merely rescinded Kairos' peace. The Archons may kill and maim each other without breaking any laws. Kairos knows, rightly so, that enmities, new and old, will drive the Archons to mutual destruction. The Overlord need only remove the pretense of peace and watch the ensuing violence. Callio shrugs with a smile. Would you have preferred another do-or-die edict? What of the court? As per usual, Tunon has the emotional range of Pumice, but Blade and Mark seemed almost giddy. I think the old Shadow is already putting names on his daggers. I was wondering if Blade and Mark would hear this order and promptly stab Tunon, but no. It would seem the Archon of Shadow is happy to serve Tunon. Makes sense, I've never known the old Shadow to crave that kind of power. She clears her throat, her voice growing somber. You'll have to deal with them too, and I fear greatly for how that will turn out. I imagine Tunon is too loyal to bow to you, and Blade and Mark too proud to accept you as his better. There is no way this ends well for some of us. I think I'm more troubled by this sudden promotion by Archon. By definition, an Archon is someone who generates magic from themselves and doesn't channel the powers of others. Since I assume you cast this edict without reading the prepared words of Kairos, otherwise, why the fuss? Archon isn't fully incorrect for what you are, but I would agree, your power is far beyond the mastery of shadows or ice or talking to trees or whatever other power Archons have shown throughout the ages. Consider for a second, the greater mystery is why you're not being considered an Archon, is why you're being allowed a chance to live. All I know is that the Overlord rarely improvises. Because Ash and Nerat work together like water and oil, so letting them each rule half the tiers is an excuse and bad planning. Because there's no land left to conquer after the tiers and Kairos needs fewer generals. Tunon's not here, so I don't mind pointing out that Kairos isn't exactly a loving ruler, and the Archons are disposable pawns, not beloved subjects. The land has been conquered, why not dispose of the conquerors? And I would further speculate that Kairos hates all of the Archons equally, and so instead of nominating all but one for destruction, the Overlord is willing to let the strongest earn the right to exist. I've heard enough, and I know what comes next. The other Archons will bend to my will or die. First step is deciding you won't bow to one of the other Archons. I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming struggle. Know that when you come for Blade and Mark and Tunon, I and the other Fatebinders won't interfere. Let's get one thing clear. I want no part of this little contest. Fatebinder, sorry. Archon, I bow to you. The rest of the madmen can fight over the right to rule this mountainous shithole. I accept. Thank you. Siren bows gracefully with a sweep of her arm and curtsy. Just don't let Nerat get away with a bat of the eye and lashes and bat of the eye by eyelashes and a polite surrender. A question me and the other binders have been asking: can you do this again? None of all believes in you, and another who shall remain nameless takes more cynical stance that the Overlord has had a hand so far up your ass she can puppet your mouth, and you couldn't cast a second edict if you tried. She sizes you up head to toe. Me, I think you have it in you, or at least I like the idea of proclaiming an edict of your own someday. Now that you mention it, curiosity demands we have you try to proclaim an edict of mine. Are you serious? You'd let me do that? To Lantry, take a dictation, please. Quill in hand before you finish your quest. Lantry reaches for the boldest readings. You meant to say, Lantry, please record my second edict for all time in memory, right? Gladly. Okay. Let's proclaim an edict against the Stone Sea in the Corps' headquarters. Do I put it back under either Edict of Stone or an Edict of Fire? Edict of Fire sounds more fun. We've already seen what it looks like in the Edict of Stone. With the edict complete, Callio approaches the edge of the spire, and with as much projection as her voice can muster, reads aloud your edict. And nothing happens. Callio slumps her shoulders with disappointed whimper. It was worth a try. But your power most certainly worked when you used your own voice, so we at least know that your voice is an essential part of invoking your powers, or at least so far. I would imagine Cairo spoke a great number of edicts before learning how to write them down for others to proclaim. In truth, I'm a bit relieved. While I relish the thought of being your harbinger of non-negotiable death, I'm not sure that being the conduit for such arcane forces is something I should be taking so lightly. Then again, perhaps your past proclamations are part of what set the seed of this power in you. Anyway, it's an honor to be part of the experiment. She rolls the parchment proclamation into her satchel. I say we try this again some other day. Learn more about what you can do with your power, and someday I'll be your herald of doom. It'll be a date. This isn't the only spire that has awakened, for lack of a better word, to your presence, correct? Right? Correct. There are other spires that I call my own. Consider a trip to the Blade Grave, or Stalwart, as it used to be called. That's where the Ocean Spire is located. As far as I know, you haven't claimed it. Neither has anyone else, yet. With a nod, Kaleo begins to make her way to the exit. When you rule Taradas, look me up. If you're successful, I know I'll be in need of a new Archon to serve. I know I'm mostly sober, but just so we're clear, you did just issue an edict, right? Lantry taps his quill to the tip of his tongue, unsure of what next to write. First you cast an edict, then this full-on war of Archons. This whole chapter of the Chronicle it's reading like fiction. So Kairos has ordered all the Archons to fight it out until only the strongest remain. I think we can now safely say that the Scarlet Chorus philosophy has been vindicated. Alpha birthed own words of power like humans. Prima called Kairos is better mystic than Broodmother to Kills and Shadow, than Stonewalker's 100 Blood, than Beastwoman Archon slaughtered by Mark of Shadows. Kills and Shadow knew Alpha was most powerful human in whole of Tyr's lands. A curved claw tats the side of her snout. Nose was not wrong. One last thing. Hesitating before she leaves, Kaleo taps the parchment she's been holding to her forehead with a self-deprecating scoff. All this talk of you being the second coming of the Overlord, and I almost forgot my duties. There's a court summons from Blade and Mark, Tunan's assassin. I suggest you read it carefully as part of your preparations. Your survival may depend on it. Good luck, Archon. Okay, so things have taken a turn. Ironhearth is now unlocked on the world map. Archon Fatebinder, the fifth eye dispels his own words like a cloud of gnats. Whatever you call yourself. Our agents have infiltrated the outskirts of Ironhearth. Ash and his troops are exposed as a raw nerve. Before you make your final assault, the voices of Nerat wants to discuss that stunt you pulled. Yes, people are beginning to talk, and the Archon doesn't want there to be any misunderstandings. You're welcome to meet the Archon at Cacophony before we hurl our forces at Ironhearth. I know your warlike ways compel you to do otherwise, but we really must insist. Perhaps later I will pay him a visit. He will be overjoyed. You know he loves to entertain company, even in these trying times. And Fatebinder, his piercing, reedy tone subsides for a moment, sounding almost normal. Remember who you're going to meet. The Archon of Secrets loves nothing more than a challenge, but he also loves to win. He tilts his head to the side in confusion, and then shrugs in a casual manner. The fifth eye waves you off with an enthusiastic flap of his fingers. Okay. She has leveled up. Can't put any more points of vitality, so it's going into might. Increases the attack range and crush damage of all Kills and Shadows trample ability. That's not bad. Gains bonus accuracy and damage with disengagement attacks. A 3-hit attack with a weapon that increases in damage with each hit. The second causes the foe to bleed, and the third stuns. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take the extra tankiness first on her. Final Judgment. Travel to Tunan's court in the Bastard City. Seat of Power. Claim one last thing. Strike at the Hearth. Siren, my loyalty has gone up with her. Blade and Mark. Kid, I take it you're aware of the Overlord's latest decree. If not, let me give it to you straight. Now is a bad time to be an Archon in the tiers, since most likely I'll be the one to cut you down. I thought I'd first explain. It's not my choice, but if it was, I'd still choose to kill you. See you soon. I'm sorry, who are you again? Oh right, that creepy guy who stares at people from the shadows. If you want to say hello, just come talk to me already. I should thank Kairos, as the Overlord finally unburdened me of the need to treat you like anything more than what you are, a sad little sociopath who will soon be gasping for his last breath at the end of my weapon. Did your predilection for children turn even the cast metal stomach of the chorus? I've often wondered what crime Tunon must have on you to keep you on such a short leash. Of course, short leashes are ideal if the servant lives only to lick his master's feet. Sharpen your blades, freak. I'm coming for you. Because let's face it, you can't come for me before you're ordered to, can you? 1 hour response time. He is somewhere near. I don't want to be cordial because that's what the Fatebinder lady told me. She's like, he doesn't respect that, so I'm gonna taunt him. Missive is in transit. 1 hour. Let's see if I end up in a fight against him. I want to go here. Like I really don't care about doing their bidding anymore. I just want to show up and I want to kill the Archons and become the ruler of the tiers. That's kind of my thing now. First, I'm going to get the last spire. Missive. Kid, if I haven't said it before, I'll say it now. I'm going to enjoy killing you. Can't wait for the execution order. I'll be anticipating your arrival at the court. Don't snuff the lights. Alright. Well, it's a date. Heavy leather armor. Oh, geez. A battle happened here. Superior is the same as my leather buckler in just about every way. That's heavy armor.
Can't do that. Sorry, can't. Sorry, can't.
So yeah, I'm not bowing my knee to any of the Archons. I'm gonna rule. That's what I've decided.
Can't do that.
Can I not? Oh, the Old Wall's entrance is probably up here. I see it now. Massive stone door towers above you. It looks like it was the actual entrance to the old walls.
Sorry, can't.
Can I not get down this like ramp or something? It's really weird that I can't go anywhere. Okay, yeah, there is a ramp right here. It's not that it doesn't look like it, but it also doesn't look like it is. If that makes sense.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, I do want to check and see with her. I mean, it does have higher DPS and armor pen. I think I'm going to switch it out with this and make it her primary weapon, and I'll switch to that if I need a bunch of AoE damage, I think.
Beast woman knows. Yep, yep. Sorry, can't.
We can run.
Oh, it's the Bane. Oh, she can use it even when it's not equipped. Gotcha. That's pretty cool. No, that's not where I wanted you to use that. Use it there. I mean, I should take out these guys too. Let's do a quick save real quick.
On it.
There's loot to be had. Fall back. draw them in a little bit so she can get a better chance to get in there.
Nothing. Right.
All right, there we go.
Can't do that.
All right, let's get this last spire. This one looks like it might be a bit more of a challenge than the last two have been. Get in there.
Nothing. Powerful cues in shadow.
I should also look and see if she's using the best magical staff that she can. Probably not.
Be wary or become hunted. Tread soft, soft, slow.
Okay.
Ready to strike.
Let me see. It looks like it's not, because he had a Garn Torch key. I also probably need to stop by, before I go to Tune On, I should go and, like, try to equip myself as best as I can. Yeah, let me bring the torch key to it. That not... Oh, I have to push the button. Oh, and there's another thing to be looted. Right there. But we will figure all of this out on the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I mean, I'm obviously saying I bow to no man, but like, if you had to choose to serve one Archon, which one would you do? Which one would you serve? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.